We are Go for Launch. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. This might be a 30-minute stream. I might go a little shorter than normal. We're gonna try to watch something tonight, and I gotta wake up early for work, and I'm a little sleepy. So I was off for 5 days straight. I took a day off, so I had a nice 5-day streak where I didn't have to go to work. Now I'm back tomorrow. Me and my wife had a little date night, got a hotel, did some bar hopping with some friends, little party action with some friends, and we're both still kind of exhausted. Yeah, we haven't been able to just sit on the couch in a few days. And oh my god, this playlist, man. What is this song? I'm gonna delete it off of the thing. There we go. Remove. Let's see what comes up next. There we go. All right. So yeah, I had my playlist set up on my old computer the way I wanted it, and when I got my new computer, I just dragged all of the music that I have into its normal folder, and I didn't pick and choose like I did on my old computer. And everything that I've basically ever used for any video ever, no matter if it's just ragtime or some goofy like metal sounding riff, is in this playlist. So you might hear some things that just don't fit with the general vibe of these streams. That's just because they are clips and pieces of music that I've used through the years in various videos. I need to go in and kind of pick and choose, do a little bit of, house cleaning, I suppose, with the old playlist. But welcome, guys. Unknown Cars fan, Dragon Star, 80s kid from the 90s, George Heilman, Stoic, Mr. Vince, Fetman, Evan Shade. Good to see everybody. Welcome. It is Sunday evening, 8:06 p.m. Took my daughter Christmas shopping today. We went to the mall. We picked out a big blow-up thing to put in our front yard. Big Christmas blow-up thing. Went to the mall, did some Christmas shopping for my wife, her mom, and we rode a little train that they have that drives around the entire mall. It's called the Polar Express train. She loved it, so it was a good little daughter day. We got a big old cookie and shared it. We ate some shitty food court food. It was a good time. But anyway. Vince, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. I'm assuming the stream boss is working now. This is the first time I've noticed it. It has your name up to the top left. You're at full HP. I know it wasn't working for a few streams. I didn't notice if it was working last stream, but it looks like it's working now. It wasn't working for a while. Now it's back in action. At least I hope so. But Vince, thank you so much. Good to see you, man. Vince says, bet there's a great song playing, but alas, I cannot hear. I'm out, so can't stick around, but I think they should make a new Jedi Knight style single player FPS. Take after new Wolfenstein and Doom. I think, Vince, I guess you can't hear me, though. You're not listening. Yeah, they're working on a first-person shooter. Respawn is a single-player first-person shooter that is in the same vein or gets inspiration from single-player Star Wars FPS Respawn. I don't know if they mentioned... I think they mentioned... Okay, so... I know they... Okay, so... There's a Respawn single-player Star Wars first-person shooter that... Okay, here we go, Vince. There we go. Let me read this. And you might not be familiar with this, actually, but they're kind of working on something that seems to be right up your alley. They said one of the big... So, Star Wars FPS project that is being worked on by Respawn. And it will take shape with inspiration from Dark Forces and Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. So yeah, I think, what you're looking for might be coming. You just said single player FPS that is similar to Jedi Knight, and that's kind of what they're working on right now. So hopefully, hopefully it's kind of what you're looking for. Respawn is, as we know, known for like Titanfall, stuff like that. So, yeah, okay, so Respawn has also stated the Star Wars FPS game is a story-driven single-player experience and several other vacancies, hinting that it might follow a structure similar to Titanfall 2 that includes both the narrative single-player focus and multiplayer aspects. The company will be bringing its Star Wars FPS project to life in Unreal 5. So, yeah, there you go. You might be getting your wish there, man. You might be getting your wish. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Cheers. Yeah, 80s kid from the 90s asks, have you heard about Godzilla -1? I've heard it's awesome. I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, though. Yes, I'm not either. Godzilla -1. But I did... Where did I see that it... I think it probably was people talking about it on Twitter. It has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow. With engaging human stories anchoring the action, Godzilla -1 is one kaiju movie that remains truly compelling between the scenes of mass destruction. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't read it. This is the first time I'm looking at its Rotten Tomatoes score and reviews and stuff like that, but I did see people posting on Twitter about how they enjoyed it. So, yeah, I mean, maybe that's something I'll check out when it comes available. To watch at home, it's hard for us to go see a movie. We went and saw Wish yesterday. My daughter loved it. I thought it was fun. The music was great. I know right before we went and saw it, I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score and it has like a 50. And I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. Yeah. There's a song in there called I'm a Star. And the song basically talks about how, we are all stardust. And they mention nebula and galaxies, and it's a really neat song as somebody who's into astronomy and space exploration and all that jazz. I was like, that's really cool, a cool topic to have in a Disney song. I thought that was really neat. I really liked it. But yeah, is Wish better than Frozen? I don't know, man. Different audiences, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Frozen. I mean, my daughter doesn't actually. So my daughter never wants to watch the Frozen movies, but she likes to play Anna and Elsa. I don't know why. She doesn't really get into the movies that much. She wants to see Wish again. She likes to watch Puss in Boots, but for whatever reason, Frozen. She's seen the movies, but I'm like, do you want to watch Frozen or something like that? She never wants to watch them, but she wants to watch other movies and like, I don't know. It's weird, but no. George Heilman, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. George says, my nephew, who recently turned 3 without prompting yesterday, began spelling the words for numbers from 1 to 12. Apparently, he hadn't done that before. I was glad to witness with his parents. Isn't that so? I mean, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. He recently turned 3. My daughter's going to be 6 in April. She's learning how to read. And we've gone through those moments as well, George, where she just says something and it blows your mind. And recently, that was maybe 2 or 3 days ago, she looked at a word. What was the word? Oh, what was the word? It was something at a restaurant. It was something at a... what was it? It might have been the word booth. It might have been the word booth or something like that. And she was... Dad, that's disappointing. My wife would probably remember, but she was looking at a word intently, And all of a sudden she just says, does that say, I'm just going to say booth. Does that say booth? And me and my wife were like, yeah, good job. Like, she's learning how to read. She's sounding things out. And she's able to, with a good percentage of victory, figure out what the word means. I mean, some words are, difficult because there's an O and a U next to each other and stuff like that. And, she doesn't really fully understand the concept of how certain sounds are made like that. It can be a little confusing, but yeah, same thing, George. Like, these little milestones, these little victories, it's kind of mind-blowing to see, how their brain is working. Yeah, it's neat. It's really neat. And yeah, it's fun to witness that for sure. Spelling the words for numbers. That's huge at the age of 3. That's pretty crazy. For 3. My daughter's been able to count to 100 since she was like 3.5. She's known her ABCs since she was. So she would have been. We sold our house. We moved in with my parents. Our new house was built. It would have been 2019. So she would have been like a year and a half. I have videos of her reciting her ABCs from A to Z without missing a beat at like a year and a half, a little younger than a year and a half. That's crazy to me. Like, insane. So yeah, all that stuff. I don't know if that's normal. That's the thing. Like, as a parent, everything is just amazing. Oh, your kid's the smartest, right? But you don't have any benchmarks to compare it to because we have one kid and we don't know how other kids are doing really until you get into kindergarten or whatnot. And you go to a parent-teacher conference and you see your kid's report card next to a bunch of other kids, and you're like, all right, she's doing pretty good. All right, she's excelling. Yeah, anyway, George, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see how their brains work for sure. But I appreciate that, George. Fat Man, yes, I did watch the trailer for the Fallout show. I'm excited to watch it. I hope it's great, I thought they did a good job with the trailer. It definitely, felt like Fallout, the music, and so yeah, I haven't been following the project whatsoever. The first time I ever really looked into anything was when the trailer came out. Was that yesterday? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Nephew is learning English and Spanish and has a grasp on both ABCs, counting to 100. It took until he was 2 before getting. Why is that blanked out? Getting clearly vocal, but it's great to watch him grow. Yeah, it's crazy, and that's great. I wish, so are his parents? Do they speak Spanish? I'm assuming so. If not, good on them, because good on them if they do, of course, but good on them if they don't, because I wish we would have. I wish we would have, and I don't know how we would have gone about this. But it would have been neat to also introduce her to another language and almost have her learn another language through her early development. And again, she's only 5.5, so she could still learn it. But, it's obviously from day one to learn a language would be way easier. At least, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but yeah, that's awesome. Invincible. I don't know what Invincible is. WH. Invincible. Animated series? No. Invincible TV series. J.K. Simmons, Mark Hamill, Zachary Quinto. Nope. I'm not familiar with this. I don't watch much animated stuff, so. Oh, nice, George. Yeah, that's great. If it's funny, she doesn't do this anymore, but you know, maybe a year or so ago, if she heard someone speaking Spanish, or maybe heard a commercial or something, or heard, you know, if we were at like Disney and the announcement said something in Spanish, like on the monorail or whatever, she would say, "Are they from the Spanish world?" Like, I guess, yeah. It's funny how she phrased that. Is that from the Spanish world? I was like, yeah, it's kind of a funny way for a kid's brain to process things, you know? Invincible is a superhero series on Amazon. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, my viewing habits are very... I don't watch a lot. Very limited. You know, me and my wife tend to watch things together, and we choose what we're going to watch together. So, like, I don't really watch anything without her, just because we have very similar tastes and interests, and, you know, if we sit down together, you know, we tend to just pick something we both want to watch, but yeah. Jairo Gutierrez, did I pronounce that correctly? Says, any place I can buy a physical copy of your book, not a huge e-reader, and it's currently Kindle only right now. Yeah, so there was a physical option, and then it got taken down due to copyright infringement, and I'm assuming it's just because the cover art. You know, I had me wearing a Stormtrooper helmet on the cover, and then I would say maybe, I don't know, when was that? Like a year and a half, 2 years ago, it got taken down. And I just haven't bothered to look into it, honestly. So right now, there's really no... You know what? I'm going to look on eBay. I'm curious. Is anybody selling a Hello Greedo book on eBay? Let's look this up. Oh, somebody's... What the... Oh, that's awesome. Somebody is selling a Hello Greedo shirt on eBay. That's funny. Oh, somebody is also selling Sorry About a physical copy of my book on eBay, but it's going for $94. Hey, don't buy that. Don't buy that. Please don't buy that. Yeah, don't buy that. What? So somebody's selling a Hello Greedo shirt on eBay. That's funny. Huh, medium blue Hello Greedo shirt for $22. But the thing is, if you want to buy that shirt for brand new, you can get it on my store. Right now it's on sale for $16, brand new. So I can't imagine anybody's going to buy that shirt on eBay for 22 bucks. Can you see how long it's been listed? I know somebody named her Hyro, so, but I don't know how it's actually spelled. I don't know how he spells it. For like 100, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, don't buy that. Allow me to try to figure out how the hell to fix the problem. I might just re-upload it, or re-upload a new cover, you know, that just says "Sorry About the Mess, Hello Greedo" with no picture on it. Or maybe I'll do something a little more clever. I guess I can't have Star Wars imagery on there, but whatever. I could work around that. I could run a picture of myself through like an AI filter and do like a comic book version of my head. But then I would get shit for using an AI thing, right? But would you consider that AI when it's just like a filter? I mean, people never bitched and moaned about filters, right? Like they do with AI generation. I don't know. Price gouging on eBay can be nuts. Yeah. A couple days ago, me and my wife, we had a bottle of wine, then we had another bottle of wine, and we were watching movies, and we watched one of her favorite movies, which is Stand By Me. Not one of her favorite movies, it is her all-time favorite movie, Stand By Me. And afterwards, I was feeling a little good. We laid down in bed, and I got on my phone. She fell asleep, and I was perusing eBay. And in my wine brain, I ended up spending like $50 on Stand By Me merch for stocking stuffers for her. Just random Stand By Me shit. The next morning I was like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, she'll like it, but I was like, really? I don't know. Just like a few glasses of wine, man, and that those eBay thumbs come out. Oh man, I gotta work tomorrow, but I am gonna work out for a couple hours at work. In between calls, every second I can get. Because the past few days, I have been eating like an asshole. Yesterday, I had, so on Friday night, we stayed in a hotel, went out with friends. My daughter stayed with my parents overnight. We ate barbecue. We ate late night shit. We got drinks. And then the next morning we were like, we need some French fries. So we got McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's in like 2 years. I never eat like this. I feel like an asshole. And then that night we went to a restaurant. I got a buffalo chicken sandwich with French fries. Today I took my daughter to the food court and we went Christmas shopping. And I got Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich with fries. And then me and my daughter split a cookie. I just feel disgusting. I never eat like that. And I just made New York strips tonight with asparagus, and I guess that's generally it's some good protein, right? But I just feel like I need to fast and work out, move my body extensively tomorrow. But yeah. 80s kid from the 90s, have you seen the movie Jingle All the Way? Oh yeah, of course. That's one that I have not shown my daughter yet. I might turn it on one day and just see if she'll get into it. Jingle All the Way. When did that come out? 96. So, oh wow, I was 10 years old when that came out. I feel like it was later than that. I'm always surprised that it has such a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. It's fun. But, yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it being kind of fun. Phil Hartman as the kind of creepy neighbor. He's good. I don't know. I do the same thing with food after a few glasses. At least you keep it to the merch. You get to keep... Oh, yeah, that's true. At least you get to keep the merch. Yeah. Yeah. Cheesesteak sandwiches are the way to go. There you go. I mean, I think in that movie, everybody's good in that movie. Sinbad is great in the movie. I like some of the rants and shit he says in that movie. It's great. I don't think it deserves 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. You're my favorite customer. But so, let me see. Sorry about the mess. Star Wars. Sorry about the mess. Okay, so yeah, I see. Kindle only version is available. It still has the artwork on the page, which is interesting. I hate using Rotten Tomatoes. What's up, Evan? I hate using Rotten Tomatoes. So many scores I disagree with. Can't trust it. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes. Well, the thing is, a lot of the times, I tend to agree with the critic scores, like in my current age. But the movies that I grew up with, you know, there's a lens of nostalgia there and love that I have for certain movies that obviously. Kind of boosts a personal score for me. And score isn't the right word, but so like, you know, 10-year-old me watching Jingle All the Way in the year 1996, and then, you know, Todd, the 50-year-old critic from Milwaukee, is not gonna have the same love for a movie that a 10-year-old is seeing. You know what I mean? So, you know, Todd is going to give it a 20%, but old me at the age of 10 is probably going to love it. I had some fun. I laughed. I want a Turbo Man now. You know what I mean? So, a lot of movies that I grew up with that are kind of near and dear to my heart. You look at the scores and you know, you probably disagree with them. I don't know how it is with kids' movies these days. Like, we watched Wish the other day, yesterday at the theater. Thought it was great. My daughter loved it. All she wanted to listen to today was the Wish soundtrack. Fun music. And then it has like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, really? I thought it was pretty good. But no. Yeah, I don't pay attention to IMDb scores. They're generally like really low. I don't know. I find it interesting. Like they're more. I don't know. I tend to disagree with that metric, whatever they're using, a lot more than Rotten Tomatoes. I posted something on Twitter about Wish, and somebody said, don't let the grifters know you thought it was fun or that your kid found it enjoyable. Why, are people bitching and moaning about that movie? Of course they fucking are. Imagine. Like, it's a fucking Disney movie made for a 5-year-old who likes it, who likes singing the songs and likes wishing on a star. Thought the main character was fun and the bad guy was mean. But no, Todd from Milwaukee. I don't know why I'm picking Todd from Milwaukee. It's just a made-up person that I made up. Didn't like it. And he's going to rant and rave about it on YouTube. Neato, man. Not for fucking you. That's some big loser energy. God. The older I get, and since becoming a parent, my edges have rounded a lot, but not for guys like that. For movies and stories and fun kids things and looking at things through a child's eye, you know. That's healthy. That's healthy to go into these movies with that kind of, I don't know, mindset. If you go into a, whatever, it's stupid. Just, it's kind of why I don't even pay attention to, like, there's only a couple movie critics out there that I like. Chris Stuckman is great. He's very level-headed. He's very a matter of fact. He's very, there is no bullshit with him. It's all about the movie, you know. When you have people ranting and raving about some perceived agenda or some bullshit, well, you lose me. Because you're not coming from a place of movie criticism or talking about it. You're coming from a place where your mind is already made up and your anger or your perceptions are already made before you even go see a thing. It's dumb. I don't know. Chris Stuckman's great. And there's a few others that I watch. I'm still a big fan of Red Letter Media. Like, I think those guys are funny, you know? So this, I usually like their movie criticism as well. I tend to agree with them. They don't have that same shittiness that I know they get a bad rap because, you know, they started getting big during with the prequel reviews. So I kind of understand maybe if a Star Wars fan who really likes the prequels and they only know them from those prequel reviews, I maybe understand why they have a certain perception about them. But they do a lot more than just that, and they're funny, and, you know, they have some really good series on YouTube that I enjoy. So I watched like Chris Stuckman and Red Letter Media for very different reasons, you know. I agree, Hyro. The guys at Red Letter Media find a good mix between genuine critique and humor. I completely agree. Yeah. Yeah, Chris Stuckman reached out to me around the time. Oh, my Rogue One video. The first time I watched Rogue One and I made a review video of it, he actually messaged me, and he basically. I'm not really divulging anything here. It was just a genuine, nice comment, and he was like, "I agree with you. A great video." And I was like, "Whoa, Chris Stuckman!" Kind of blew me away. You know, but George, yeah, I'm excited to see Shelby Oaks too. He's done with production, correct? Shelby Oaks. Is there a release date set for that? I don't know if there is. Is there? Shelby Oaks release date. Well, I don't see a release date. I don't know. I'll have to. I didn't realize he was from Ohio. My family's all from Ohio. No kidding. Huh. Where? Let me look this up. Let me So let me see how far his town is from where my family lives. 2 hours. No kidding. Wow. That's pretty cool. Huh. Well, if I'm ever up there, maybe I'll shoot him a little message and be like, "Hey, you want to stop at a Huddle House?" Huh. That's cool. Interesting. All right. Oh, he's still in negotiations for the release after the strike. Interesting. Okay. What's up, Cisco? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oscar, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. Oscar says, how does one get into filmmaking? I'm interested. Just as a, well, for me, like, you know, I've never made a movie. I don't really have a desire to make one. But I got interested in kind of, I don't know, reading about it and all that stuff, just basically by being a fan of movies as a kid. I think that's probably how most kids start, you know. I enjoyed watching behind-the-scenes documentaries and interviews, even growing up, and just kind of seeing the movie magic of it all. You know, I think that's where the fire gets lit for most people. You know, growing up, watching Star Wars, obviously, or Raiders of the Lost Ark, or even something like, I don't know, like Back to the Future, you know, wondering how they did certain effects and whatnot, and just realizing that there's a guy named Steven Spielberg who made this movie? Really? Oh my God, he made all these movies that I love? You know, the 12-year-old me just discovers all this stuff about a movie and the people who, you know, worked on it, and you want to find out more. And then I have some friends that are really big into movies too, and we talk about it. So I think for the most part, just a general interest is discovered when you're a kid and you're watching movies, and they have a huge impact on you. You know, the adventure of it all, the wonder of it all, and then kind of discovering how things are made. But to get into the actual filmmaking itself, I have no idea. I mean, like, how does somebody start in the industry? I don't know. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with connections, some nepotism, of course. Oh, this song always reminds me of Mario. I used this song in a video a long time ago. I don't know if you can really hear it. I'm not going to skip it. But yeah, I really don't know. I mean, like, nowadays, anybody can make a movie. Anybody can. There's no like gatekeepers anymore. There's nobody standing in your way. I mean, you can shoot a movie on a phone, you know. You can edit, you can buy microphones and video editing software for super cheap nowadays. You can get friends and people in your community through the internet to, you know, be a part of your creation. So, like, you know, all it takes nowadays, I would say, you don't even really have to have a big budget. You could even make a 10-minute short on the internet and have that discovered, you know. Doesn't even have to be a movie. You can make a 10-minute short and just kind of put an idea out there, you know, and do it. Yeah, Clerks. Yeah, what's up, Wanderers? Wanderers says Clerks was made by maxing out credit cards. Yeah, he maxed out like $25,000 worth of credit cards, right? Imagine that nowadays, though. That's stupid nowadays, right? Like Kevin Smith making Clerks now, right now, he could do it for $1,000 on a phone, and some friends helping him out, right? Like, you just need a phone nowadays. I mean, my phone takes 4K video. Buy some cheap ass lights or whatever, get creative with it and make it, you know? The idea of like maxing out a credit card to make Clerks in the year 2023 is kind of silly. And look, I know people like crowdfund stuff and they spend a lot of money to make shorts and whatnot, but I mean, if you really want to do it, you can do it on the super cheap. And yeah, I don't know, just take time with it. But yeah, I don't know. So I think nowadays I think it's kind of neat because you can kind of be discovered overnight, really, if you make something that resonates with a lot of people and you put it on the internet, and you know, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But same thing with music. Same thing with any art form these days, right? I mean, look at Andy Weir. Andy Weir, he's an author. And he started as I think he was a software engineer. And he just started writing stories on the internet. I believe he had a blog, and he was just writing stories. He wrote The Martian, and, you know, multiple segments and multiple chapters, and uploaded chapter by chapter on his blog. And then over time, that got a following, and he started writing more and more and more. And now he's a huge published author. They made The Martian into a movie. He wrote one of my favorite science fiction book of all time is called Project Hail Mary. It's the one that's sitting right on a shelf above my computer. They're making that into a movie. So like somebody like that, you know, just takes the time and it gets discovered, you know. So like, it's kind of neat how things can work out nowadays for if your thing gains traction.
You're having a good night. Just stopping by and wishing the best, man.
Ricky, Wanderers and Ricky, thank you guys so much for the super chats, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me 1 second, Ricky. Wanderer says, my laptop broke. Should I get a gaming Chromebook? A gaming Chromebook? Do they make those? Gaming Chromebook. So I don't really know anything about laptops. Or I didn't even know. Powerful PC gaming streaming now with RGB, you know, over 1,000 games at your fingertips. Gaming Chromebooks are designed low. Wait, hold on. Cloud gaming. Interesting. Huh. Wanderers, I've never heard of this. So is dude, I've never heard of this. So first of all, I think cloud gaming is probably, so I'm not going to say it's the future, but I think it's a really neat idea. You know, to where people don't need to invest a lot of money into a ton of hardware. They can basically stream a video game over the internet to a screen, you know. I'm assuming that's what this does. And I think that's a really neat idea. And in a way, I do kind of think it's the future. You know, it would alleviate the cost for a big, beefy system. I just bought a new desktop. It's expensive. It would eliminate the need for storage. I mean, it would be, in the grand scheme of things, a lot cheaper. I don't know how this works, so I'm not going to recommend it. And I'm not going to recommend it, but so I'm probably not the guy to ask, but I think this is a really neat idea. I know people use it on the Xbox, like the cloud gaming stuff. But GeForce Now, Xbox, so you can stream GeForce Now games and Xbox games. And what's Luna? Huh. I don't know. You'll have to look. Gaming Chromebook based off of my situation. Gotcha. All right. Well, if you like Chromebooks, then I mean maybe you'll be happy with it. This is interesting. So what's the cost? What is the cost? So $650. and a gaming laptop with all the bells and whistles and hardware. I don't even know. I've never really looked into gaming laptops because I've never really had a desire to get one. Yeah, I mean, if I don't want to lead you down the wrong road as somebody who doesn't know anything about this shit, you know what I mean? So take all this with a grain of salt. But if you're leaning towards that, and if you think you'll be happy with it, I don't know, like, obviously you need a beefy internet connection, I would assume. If you're going to be playing it, you can't play it out and about without an internet connection, right? You can't, like, install these games because the hardware is not there. But if your primary goal is to just kind of play it at home, I don't know. It's all in what you want to do, right? For me, I wouldn't want one at home because, you know, I want a big 32-inch monitor and I do a lot of video editing and stuff like that, obviously. So it wouldn't make sense for me. But if this is kind of what you're leaning towards, I think it's kind of neat. And it's on the relatively cheap side, I suppose. I mean, you know, it's still kind of weird to me that, like, you can get a new Xbox for, like, what, $300, but a gaming Chromebook is almost $700. Why? You would think that somebody would come out with the technology to make a gaming laptop, even a Chromebook gaming laptop, $300 like an Xbox, right? Wouldn't that make sense? I don't really understand that. It's always kind of weird to me, like a new Xbox is way cheaper than any kind of gaming laptop. And I understand that the gaming laptop or my desktop is way more future-proof than a new Xbox, but I don't know, it's still weird to me, like how cheap a console is relative to a gaming PC. You know, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's broken that down as to why, but it's just at face value, it's weird. It's weird to me. But yeah, get one, man. Screw it, get one. But before you get one, compare it to like regular gaming laptops and see if, you know, maybe you could spend another couple $100 and have something that has the hardware capability to stand on its own and not stream and rely on internet, you know. But I don't know. If you get one, let me know how it is. I'm curious. But I appreciate that, man. I just like Chrome because I prefer simplicity. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I have a Chromebook. I got it in 2020, I believe. I mean, it's basically a tablet with a keyboard. Mine is, you know, I like it for what I need it to do. Basically, the only things that I do on it, I watch shows at the station sometimes, and I basically use it for Google Docs, and I write videos on it occasionally. Other than that, I don't really do anything on it. But it's good for me because it was like $150, $200 or something like that at the time. And it's all I need. I'm not looking to do anything more. But so they're simple. I agree. And you know, for somebody that doesn't want to do a lot of, I don't know how they are these days. Like a gaming Chromebook, I have no idea. I'm curious. I'm gonna watch a couple of videos probably tomorrow, and out of curiosity, you know. Oh.
Planning to start a channel, but I don't want my face on the net, and I'm also a 504.
Nice, man.
Member. Would it be okay if I came on in my Thai helmet like you do with the TK, or should I find alternative?
Ty, thanks, man. Give me one sec. All right, Ty. Ricky, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Ricky says, hey, Greedo, hope you're having a good night. Just stopping by and wishing the best, man. I appreciate that. Had a good day. Had a fun day. It was a daddy-daughter day. We went to the mall, did some shopping, ate at the food court, shared a cookie, rode the fun Polar Express train through the mall. It was a good day. Came home, made dinner, had a dance party with me, my wife, and my daughter, and it was a fun day. But I appreciate the sentiment there, Ricky, and I appreciate the channel support, man. I hope you're doing well. Wishing all the best to you, my friend. Yeah, Ty Brute, thank you so much for the super chat channel support. I've never seen this before. It says celebrate the first super chat from Ty Brute. I've never seen that. So YouTube says when somebody super chats for the first time. So thank you so much for the first super chat, man. Ty says, hey, HG, planning to start a channel, but I don't want my face on the internet and am also a 501st member. Would it be okay if I came on in my Ty helmet like you do with the TK, or should I find an alternative? Do it. Yeah, of course, do it. Dude, there's, there's so many other people. I'm trying to think of somebody, not to sound pretentious, but I'm trying to think of somebody who did this kind of bullshit with the mask on or whatever before me. I started this channel in 2011, and I can't really think of anybody who, I'm sure there were. There's no question on my mind, but I'm trying to think if anybody, and not even Star Wars, but I'm trying to think of anybody who, like, I mean, there's plenty of people who never showed their face, but somebody who put a mask on, like embodied a character. You know what I mean? I don't know. But since then, not saying I spawned anything, because I definitely didn't, because it's not a very unique idea, right? I mean, a lot of people probably never even saw my channel, and they were just like, I'm gonna wear this stupid mask, on the internet. But no, do it. Of course. I don't hold any copyright over covering your face, my friend. Yeah, absolutely do it. And I get it. I like the anonymity of it all. There have been times over the past 12 years of this channel's existence where I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna let it all fly, and I'm gonna do a face reveal. And my wife's like, are you sure about that? Like, isn't it kind of fun? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of fun to have the anonymity of it all. So yes, please do it. Do not at all feel like you're copying this stupid Hello Greedo channel. Don't feel that way at all, because you are not. And if anybody says that you are in the comment section, tell them to fuck off. And you can tell them I said that. No, so please, man, please do it. It's fun. You'll have a good time. If you need any pointers, let me know. I record all of my audio first, and then I mime to the audio, basically. That's kind of how I go about it. I don't know how other people do it. I know there's been other people with masks that have popped over the recent years. I'm assuming they do it the same way that I do, just because I found that's the easiest way, through trial and error. Yes, please do so. Please do so. Do you have what kind of tie helmet do you have? I have a Dawn Post. I have a Dawn Post tie helmet. I actually have everything that I need to make a tie pilot costume, except for the flight suit. And the reason I do is because when I first joined the 501st in 2012, I think it was 2012. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was 2012. When I first joined the 501st, my wife we were like planning on making her a tie pilot costume as well. Just never got around to it. So I still have like the chest box. I still have the tubes. I still have the helmet. I still have like the boots that we bought for and the gloves. We just never did it. It's been 11 years since we've had all that stuff, and we've just never put it together. But I know there's way better helmets out there than the Dawn Post helmet, but I know you can kind of modify it to make it 501st approvable. I know it looks a little small and wonky and goofy compared to the other helmets that you can buy, but that's just what I mean, I just bought. I've worn it in a couple of videos, but yeah. But yeah, man, have fun. Have fun. Do it. Absolutely do it. But I appreciate that, Ty. When you make the channel and you upload a video, feel free to send it over to me. I'd love to see what you're making over there. I have a Rebels one and a WTF one. I think I prefer the Rebels one, but it's more stylistic. Oh, like a Rebels. What's a WT? Is that a manufacturer? Like, let's see, WTF. TIE pilot helmet. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, this looks WTF TIE pilot helmet assembly. WTF Inferno Squad. Decals. Okay. I've been so out of the loop with armor and all that stuff. I don't even know if this guy's around anymore, but I bought my Stormtrooper armor from ATA. Yeah, ATA armor. Let me see if he's still active. ATA Stormtrooper armor. Waltz Troop Factory. Okay. So yeah, I bought 3 years ago. So my Stormtrooper armor is from ATA, and basically I think it was just a guy, right? It's just a guy who made molds of Stormtrooper armor in his own house, and he kind of turned it into a business. I don't know if he's still active or whatnot. I'm sure there's a lot of other alternatives out there. ATA Works Stormtrooper armor. So yeah, I've been out of the loop for a very long time. I used to be all into, you know, all the different people who made costumes and holsters and all that stuff, but I really haven't been paying attention to anything for like 6 or 7 years, to tell you the truth. The TIE Pilot chess piece was made, actually, let's see, Faraway Creations. Have you ever heard of them? It's funny, I have this in my desk drawer. The CD, the assembly CD that they sent over. TIE Pilot Armor Assembly, Faraway Creations. So, like, yeah, I don't even know who's making things these days, but it's been a long time since I've paid attention to it. But anyway, have fun with it, man. Cheers. Oscar and Caleb, thank you guys so much as well for the final super chats before I hop off. Oscar says, if you bought a PlayStation, what's your first game? Oh, man. Let's see. What are some PlayStation exclusives nowadays? PlayStation exclusives. I was gonna say The Last of Us, but I can get that on the PC. You know what I mean? So I don't have any desire to play like Final Fantasy or Demon Souls or Bloodborne or anything like that. I just, for whatever reason, I don't have a desire. Oh man. Probably one of the Spider-Man games. Then probably, well, okay, I just looked up PlayStation exclusives. Oh, God of War is PlayStation exclusive? I didn't realize that. Uncharted is as well? Okay, so it would probably be one of the newer Spider-Man game. Just because... I mean... Yeah, that would probably... If I was to get a PlayStation right now, and I'm not in the market for a console. Just I bought a new PC. I don't really play console games all that much. I'd probably... If I was to get a new PlayStation, I'd probably get that new Spider-Man game. Yeah. Just because, to tell you the truth, Oscar, I don't really have a desire to play a lot of PlayStation exclusives. Like, for whatever reason, most of them don't really appeal to me. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, I've heard God of War is amazing. But, and I'm sure if I played it, I would get into it. But I don't really get into a lot of that, that fantasy style magic stuff, you know? I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah, man. Spider-Man game, for sure. I appreciate that. Caleb Diaz, thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support before I have to jet. Caleb says, guess who met Mark Hamill last week? We are now BFFs. Nice. How did you do that? Where was he at last week? Mark Hamill. How do you even search for this? Appearances? Appearances. Let's see. No, not appearances in movies. Appearances. Rare convention appearances. Let's see. Last week. Where was he last week? Fan Expo San Francisco? Is that where you're at? Second year with rare appearances by big stars. Nice. So how was that, Caleb? Did you stand in line? Did you get a picture and all that stuff? Yeah, that's awesome. Out of all the Star Wars actors, he's the one that I would Oh, nice. He was in San Francisco, got him to sign my 40th poster. Hell yeah, Caleb. Out of all the Star Wars actors, he's the one that I would love to meet for sure. Flew down from Arizona. Was worth it. Nice. Yeah, Caleb, he's the one that I would absolutely want to meet. He gets it. He goes along with the fun. Seems like a really nice guy, and he's just all about it, and you feel the love, So he's definitely he was really cool. I took 4 hours, but I see him in person was 4 hours. Wow. I'm not saying 4 hours like holy hell, why would you wait in that? I'm saying 4 hours. That's a long time for Mark Hamill to be sitting there shaking hands and smiling, But I see him in person was something completely different than watching them on screen, looking at him like, wow, that's Luke Skywalker. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's, that's, I don't know, like, he gets it. He gets it. And he's a fan's fan, And it's, I'm glad he's like that, because I think a lot of people would be more reserved and not wanting to participate in all that stuff. But, Mark Hamill, he gets it, and he feels the love, and he gives it back. And so out of all the Star Wars actors and actresses and anybody he's the one that I would always want to meet. I've never met anybody that's associated with, or that's an actor in the movies. I've met people who've worked on the video games and stuff like that, but never an actor in a movie. I have an autograph from Dave Prowse, which was kind of cool, personalized. I have an autograph from the woman who played Greedo, Maria de Aragon. Aragon. That's kind of shitty. I can't remember her name. Yeah, signed a Greedo action figure. Kind of neat, but I've never met one. Maybe one day. But yeah, that's cool, Caleb. That's pretty neat. I have some fun autographs, but I only have one from Star Wars, or two from Star Wars. And you know, a big regret that I have is I always wanted to get a Peter Mayhew autograph. And for a while, Peter Mayhew was signing autographs on his website, and I never pulled the trigger and bought one. And, you know, obviously he's not with us anymore, and I should have just done it. You know, I mean, like, why didn't I back in the day? Why didn't I? But yeah, so the autographs that I have a Buzz Aldrin autograph. Yeah, I have a Buzz Aldrin autograph, which kind of a shitty story how I got that. Like, so long story short, I was in the Navy, and this would have been 2009 maybe. So let me see. Buzz Aldrin Magnificent Desolation. When did that come out? So yeah, 2009. 2009, I was in the Navy. I live in Jacksonville. He was signing books in Orlando, and so this is like pre-social media, all that stuff. Well, pre like smartphone in your hand, always paying attention to shit, you know, updates. So 2009, I was in the Navy, and I was talking to my chief, and I was like, hey chief, you think I could leave a little bit early today? Because Buzz Aldrin is signing some books, and I'm obsessed with, you know, the space program and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I drove down to Orlando in uniform, ready to meet Buzz Aldrin. And it was amazing because as I was driving down there was a shuttle launch going off, and I saw a shuttle launch from the highway. Just poetry, right? And I get to the bookstore that he was signing autographs at, and I show up and nobody's there. And I walk in and I'm like, hey, I thought Buzz Aldrin was supposed to be here. And they were like, yeah, they had to move it up. So it was supposed to be originally at like 4 p.m., whatever. They moved it up to like 10 a.m. And I was like, shit. But they had a couple extra signed books there. So I just bought the book, and I have the autograph. But I didn't get to meet him like I was hoping for. So that's how I have a Buzz Aldrin autograph. I have a Gene Kranz autograph that's hanging above my computer. He is one of the flight directors from the Apollo program. Just personal hero of mine. Yeah. I have who else do I have? Yeah, like I said, a Dave Prowse. I have an Ian McKellen autograph that one of my friends I haven't talked to in a long time from the UK got me. Pretty neat. Good old Gandalf. I have a bunch of Jaguars autographs. I have a football signed by like the entire 2008 Jaguars roster. I have some other Jaguars autographs. I have some baseball autographs from like Tom Glavine. I have a Hank. Well, my parents have a Hank Aaron autograph. Kind of neat. But I have some another astronaut. I have two other astronaut autographs. Yeah, I'm not a big like autograph collector, but it's, you know, it's kind of neat to have them, especially from people that you admire, you know. I don't seek them out, but like if an opportunity arrives, yeah. But With the Gene Kranz autograph, again, he's just a personal hero of mine. I love his leadership style. I would get a tough and competent tattoo. I love him as a human being and as a leader. I think he embodies good leadership. And so I sent him a letter in the mail to his house a couple years ago. And I just explained who I was and, you know, how much I've been so into the space program and admire what him and his colleagues did and all that stuff. And I told him a little bit about myself and, you know, the fire academy, being in the Navy, and just, you know, I have a family. I actually sent him some pictures of my family and stuff like that. And I was like, I just want this guy to know how much this guy appreciates him, you know, and what him and his colleagues did. And he sent me 2 autographed pictures and a printout of the like the tenets of mission control. This print of, you know, the tenets of mission control, and at the top it says, to my name, failure is not an option, Gene Kranz, flight. And fuck yeah, hell yeah. So that's my favorite autograph that I have. It's very niche, but it's yeah, personal hero of mine. So anyway, guys, it's time for me to jet. Thanks for hanging out with me. We went a little over an hour. It's 9:15, but this was a fun one, all over the place as usual. But all right, everybody, to everybody who super chatted and supported the channel tonight, thank you so much. To everybody else who hung out in the chat, thanks for hanging out. The next stream that I do will probably be maybe Wednesday night, so stay tuned for that. I might play a little bit of Battlefront. I haven't played Battlefront on my new PC yet, so I might fire that up. But anyway, the only Fast and Furious movie I've ever seen, Cars fan, is the first one. I saw it the weekend that it came out, on like a double date. When did that first come out? I would have been like 14. 2001. So I would have been June. I would have been 15. I would have been 15. So anyway, all right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, your morning, your afternoon, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Ty Brute, good luck with everything, man. Have fun with it. All right. See ya.